And this is Mr. 2020 welcoming you back to, yeah, I'm stuttering this morning, welcoming you back to another motivational mind hack. So this is motivation, I think this is part 3. Either way, so we're going to start back with what we did with Tim Ferriss. Now, Tim Ferriss defines a positive that he is moving towards. Most successful people that I know and most satisfied people I know have done this. I'm not going to say all, but I'm going to say most. The ones who actually are satisfied and successful have done this. So, there's a plus that is adequately defined. Not too defined, not vaguely defined, but adequately defined. So, how do you know when you've adequately defined what you're moving towards? Now check this out. When you adequately define what you're moving towards, you will start to take action towards it. Now, if that's all that happens in your life, in other words, if you start here, okay, this is you, and you take action towards that, again, that's just one little tiny bit of capacity that you have. And you're not going to get very far, because if all you can do is that, okay, then when one of these shows up, a negative, okay, the person who is only able to process this right here, they see that and they go, nope, not going to do anything. Nope, not going to do anything. Nope, not going to do anything. And they get stuck. Okay? Now, check this out. What we do is you grow. You grow in capacity. We've talked about this. Now, if you adequately define your positive, what you're seeking, what you're actually moving towards, getting closer to in your life, you get to discover negatives. And you avoid that negative, and you come down here and you get back on track, and oops, there's a negative. And we avoid that, and we come around, and lo and behold, as we approach that positive, as we get closer to it, you actually start to discover a new perspective about it. And maybe you go, that's not exactly what I want. What I really want is this. And you get to evolve what you want. Now, the beauty of this is, if you don't adequately define your positives, in other words, if you don't adequately define these, a couple things are going to happen. One, you're just going to go through time not really doing a whole bunch. Okay, you know the couch potatoes? You know, this is what I love about things. This is what I love about people. The people who I know that are the most successful and happy, okay, they have high energy and they enjoy life tremendously. The people that I know that don't, and the people I've modeled, that don't adequately define these things, the positives, yep, they experience a lot more of the same old, same old. They tend not to have a lot of energy, because if you haven't defined enough, okay, I mean, you'll move through these things, okay, but you'll just be avoiding negatives, and that's just not all that energizing. I mean, you can have high energy moments, but it just doesn't give you something. And I'm going to show you what that gives you. Now, I want you to think about this. Ignore all this stuff. Okay, ready? Energy. It's all about energy. If you want more money in your life, if you want more happiness in your life, if you want more success in your life, okay, this is what you got to do. It's not about thinking positive. Okay? It's not about, avoiding the negative. You've got to have both in there. Okay? The person who just, remember we talked about this, the person who just seeks that superficial perceived positive, they don't have much energy. And if something gets in the way, a negative, they get all goofed up and they shut down. The person who's just avoiding negatives, they've got the capacity to have a lot more attention and a lot more energy, but at some point they're going to zombie out, because you can only handle avoiding negative for so long. The person who has the ability to do both, and again, this requires some personal growth and development, that person has more energy because they have both poles of the battery in their life, positive and negative. They've got access to both, and they can tap into both. As they move through life, avoiding the negative, moving toward the positive, okay, their energy increases. Okay, their enjoyment of life increases. It just does. Okay? The secret to energy is having both poles. The defined positive that you move towards, the negatives that you avoid, the negatives that you get to discover, the positives you get to define. Think about this. The average person who, yep, it's the same old, same old. If you want to decrease those number of moments in your life, and if you want to increase the amount of energy and enjoyment that you have in your life, the amount of success and satisfaction, define the positive and discover the negative. The people that have the same old, they've defined the negative. If you define the negative, you're screwed. Well, this is what'll happen. This is what'll show up. This is what happened to Billy Buck. This is what happened. I mean, this is what they say will happen. Oh, I went on the internet and discovered this is what happens whenever you try to sell something on eBay. You get to discover what really gets in your way while you're moving forward in life. There's the key. You got to have both positive and negative. You got to cover both poles. That's what we do. So, if you enjoyed this Mind Hack video, visit mindhackvideos.com. There's a forum there. Get on there and play. Some cool people are showing up. We just started it and it's growing really cool. We're getting lots of reads. We're getting some posters. Again, you know, some people won't post. That's okay. The more you post and play, the more you get and the more you give. So join us. Come on down. mindhackvideos.com. And by the way, if you like this stuff too, you can rent my brain. You can find out about that by visiting mindhackvideos.com as well. Have a great day.